Hi there, this is Pavel from Keboola. In this video, we would like to give you a quick and comprehensive overview of what are the new transformations and the new queue, also known as a QV2, terms that everyone in the Keboola community talks so much about. As there are many questions related to the new transformations and the new queue, most of them should be addressed within the next several minutes. What will we cover? A major part of the video will be dedicated to the transformations. First, I would like to let you know the brief story behind our decision to introduce the new transformations and why the old ones were not enough for us. Then you will see what are the differences between the two. Many questions we receive are related to switching from old to the new transformations. You will see a few quick hints on how to do so. At the end, we will also address the QV2, which is as important for the comfort of working in the Keboola connection platform. But don't worry, the topic itself is pretty simple from the end user perspective. At the end, we will also address the new queue, which is as important for the comfort of working in the Keboola connection platform. But the topic itself is pretty simple from the end user perspective. In 2021, we have introduced new transformations as a major update in Keboola Connection. The reason was a technical debt in our platform, which prevented us from further development demanded by ourselves and also by customers. The old transformations, also known as legacy transformations, had been fully baked into the monolithic architecture of the core platform. The new transformations bring a complete rebuild of the transformation into a current container architecture, which is more independent for further development and brings us much more flexibility when launching new things to the community. With the new transformations, you will gain quite a lot. Here are some of the highlights. Dynamic backend. For every single job running on Keboola, you will have the opportunity to decide how strong backend you want to use for it, both for the SQL and Python or R transformations. Persistent workspace storage. With this feature, you will no longer lose data once the storage switches into the sleep mode. Better control over the job timeouts. With legacy transformations, the job timeout defaults to 900 seconds. However, with the new transformations, the timeout limit can be set for every single job separately, with a maximum duration of 7,200 seconds, which means 15 minutes opposed to 2 hours. Sharing the code. You will be able to easily share code blocks into otherwise unrelated transformations. This will help to speed up and streamline your work. Other backends is a huge topic, as Keboola is striving to unify work with data among various different technologies. The new transformations open the door to various backends such as dbt, Exasol or Google. Additionally, you will also have the possibility to create combined transformations, where, for example, Python script will be executed in parallel with SQL. How about MLFlow? Yes, we currently support that in beta version. This is available only with the new transformations. Therefore, if you play around with machine learning, you got to get the new transformations. Visual Flow Builder. Well, now you can decide whether you want to work with a block of codes, like until now, or if you want to start working in visual way, which might be much more suitable, especially for less experienced users. There are many more things on the way. However, all of this was impossible with the legacy transformations, and this is why we're now talking about the new transformations and the new queue. Okay, so what are the new transformations and what is all the fuzz around them? Well, it's simply just a new component in the background of the Keboola connection. Once working with the new transformations, you will notice a slight difference in terminology, as we are heading towards simplicity in this overcomplicated world. Transformation buckets change into folders, phases turn into code blocks, and instead of sandbox, you will now see a workspace. If you are looking for a more comprehensive comparison, just go to help.keboola.com/transformations, where you will see more. So, what is needed to be done if you want to work with the new transformations, you say? Well, if you create a new project, you're all set, as every new project is now created with the new transformations. But with the already existing project, minor manual effort is required. As everyone uses Keboola in a different way, we are not able to take care of the whole migration process for everyone. So automation in such a use case would be too risky and complicated anyway. But it's simple to prepare for it. Well, it's very likely that you have already been working with the new transformations. How to find out? Let's have a look. The easiest way to find out if you're already on the new transformations is to check the URL. If transformations break v2 is part of the URL, it is the new one. It is also important to point out that the migration of transformations is done one by one. If you are about to migrate the transformation, make sure that you meet the requirements of the process. So there must be one phase and one transformation backend, or one phase and multiple transformation backends, or multiple phases but the only transformation backend. When migrating a transformation bucket with one backend and multiple phases, a new transformation will be created for each phase. If you want all your legacy transformations in the bucket to be converted into a single new transformation, they need to be merged into a single phase first. The good thing is, this can be done manually. Once you know you're ready to switch into a new transformation, just click on the Options menu under a given transformation and select the option Migrate to New Transformations. We will take it from here and execute the migration. From here, the process is automated. Therefore, you will see the results shortly. Once finished, you will see the original legacy transformation and the new transformation as well. The legacy transformation can be deleted whenever you decide to, as you are all set to start using the new transformation. Be aware that you need to replace the legacy transformation with the new one within the orchestration, because migration only creates a new individual transformation. Well, in order to enable all the features listed earlier in this video, we will need to migrate you over to the new queue. The new queue is actually similarly to the new transformations, just a group of services that run jobs in Keboola connection. The primary goal of the new queue is to implement essential technical changes, so it is conceptually the same as the old one, and in general the changes will not be noticeable by the end users, especially since there are very few changes to the UI. If you use an API for external use of Keboola connection, just be aware that the jobs in the new queue are run via a new API. So once you are migrated to the new queue, you will need to adjust the API. As soon as you use new transformations in your project, we can migrate you over to the new queue. The process itself is pretty simple and straightforward. New queue will open the door to all the new features we spoke about earlier in this video. Last but not least, what is also important to highlight, you do not need to wait until you have everything in the new transformations, because we migrate the customers on the per project basis. Before the migration of the project, just check that there are no legacy transformations in it, and we will take care of the rest. What is also important to highlight, there is no way back once you are migrated to the new queue. And there's also one more point. A few details might need your manual work after the migration is finished, as we cannot see the encrypted fields such as passwords. Therefore, this will require a bit of your time at the very end of the migration to the new queue. Okay, now let's have a look at the migration itself. As you can see, it's quite easy. First of all, you will need to create a ticket at our support and request that we migrate a given project. We will check if the project can be migrated. In case we anticipate any complications, we will solve the situation with you on case-by-case basis. Then you will need to agree with the support team on a date and time when no jobs will be running. That will be the time frame for the migration to the new queue. The process itself will just take a few minutes. At the very end, you will be asked to check if everything within the project looks fine on your end, and to update the encrypted data if there is any. From now on, you are ready to go and enjoy all the new features and the further perks that we will bring onto the Keboola Connection platform. Enjoy!